Hi,
How are you?
I'm great, and you? Are you?
I'm doing awesome. This is great.
Thank you for joining me today. You were highly requested, and actually, all the actors and actresses from Julian the Phantoms were highly requested. It's amazing the fandom you guys have.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Oh my gosh. This is so much fun for me. I'm super stoked to be able to be doing this. This is awesome.
Thank you. So, the audience recently discovered you for your role as Nick, the handsome guy in high school in Julian the Phantoms. Even though you knew about the massive resume of Mr. Kenny Ortega, were you kind of surprised by this worldwide success and this huge fandom?
Yeah, I mean it was it's slowly, well, because of the pandemic and stuff, we haven't really had the cast hasn't we haven't really had an opportunity to um go out and meet a lot of people. So basically for us, like we our sort of gauge on how well the show did and how big how much our fans really liked the show was based off of social media. And it's been crazy because it's still getting bigger and bigger, like 6 months after the show came out, which is incredible. And oh my gosh, we have the best fans ever. They're so talented. um they have such great senses of humor, and they make just amazing pieces of art and content and memes. They do all of it. um I feel so lucky to be able to be a part of a show that has the support that it does. It's incredible.
Yeah. And what I personally loved about the show, I've been watched it, I think 2 weeks ago, was that it's dealing with a lot of important subject like grief, homosexuality, anxiety, but in a not heavy way, if that makes sense. And but what I love the most is that it's true. I mean, less than 10 years ago, your characters would have been played by some tall guy with six pack and a lot of muscle and would have looked much older than 16. And Owen's character would have been some gay cliche. How do you feel about that, about our generation breaking some codes and stereotypes?
It's amazing. And it's how it should be. Julie and the Phantoms is great because of the representation that we have in our show, and it's very normal, which is how, for me, um, it, it's very inclusive, and that makes me so happy that to be a part of a show that normalizes, you know, all these different things, like like race and sexuality. I think it's a very beautiful thing, and it's very uh, well put together and inviting and welcoming. And so that makes me really happy that the show comes across that way. And yeah, it's very very fun. And I think I think it's great. I'm so proud to be a part of the generation where we can, tell stories that are inclusive like that. I think that's so important.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, it's Kenny does an amazing job, and Dan and Dave, the writers and producers of our show, are absolutely incredible. And they continue to add things in. Like when we were on set, the script was kind of this ever-changing thing, and we would keep adding, certain moments in, and it's very beautiful how it's how inclusive it is.
And do you have one regrets from shooting the show, maybe not having a full song or anything like that?
No, I'm so happy. I would not change a thing. I'm so happy with everything that happened with the show. One thing I'm excited though for the future, hopefully if we get a season two, is to continue to take maybe more risks with my character. That's something that was a goal of mine, and because Julian the Phantoms is my first really big experience of being on a television show for an extended period of time. So I was very, I guess, wide-eyed going into that, like, oh my gosh, what is going on? How does this all work? And so it was the biggest learning experience for me. So, hopefully if we get a season two, I'm very excited to take what I've learned and build on it. And that makes me very excited, and our fingers are crossed.
Yeah. And so from nobody, you became famous quickly at 17, and it can make your head spin. I mean, yeah, it's hard to take that huge jump. So were you well prepared while shooting the show, and after that, for that to stay who you are and not lost to yourself?
Yeah, I live in a very yeah, nothing's really changed, and I'm so happy it's that way. Um, and I think a lot of that is because the relationships that I have on set with all my castmates and everyone who's a part of the show are very organic and very natural.
Yeah.
And so it's also the people that like Charlie, Owen, and Jeremy, everyone on the cast, we were very relaxed and kind of normal. So going to work, it almost just felt like I was seeing friends, and it was very natural. And so that made the whole experience of the show coming out and, on social media, like it's crazy to see the numbers just like go up. It's like, whoa, that's never happened for me. But yeah, nothing's changed. And if anything, I was just I'm very, very, going into the show, I knew that there was going to be a build, whether that's on social media or fans would start liking the show, and then my name was starting to get out there. And for me, it was more of excitement. And when I'm at home, it's like nothing changes. I'm still doing chores. I'm still, I have a job. Like I live a very normal life, and so that definitely helps keep things sort of normal. And yeah, it's definitely a good balance to be able to interact with fans and be an actor, I guess you could say, or be an entertainer, whatever you want to call it, and also just being a normal kind of just a human being. And so I feel like I have a great balance of those two things.
Okay, and are you afraid of losing yourself somehow along the path?
I don't think so. No. I have a great group of friends around me. My family is the best. I feel very grounded, and also like just my hometown and just the people I surround myself are very grounded people, and the whole cast is very grounded as well. So I feel like we all I'm not really afraid of that. I don't see myself that happening to me. Also my hobbies are very like humbling, like surfing. I'm a surfer and stuff, and that is the most humbling sport ever. I mean, so it's pretty cool. I feel like I have a great support crew, and they keep me grounded for sure.
Great. So season 1 of the show ended on a cliffhanger. In case of a season 2, what challenge does Nick being possessed by Caleb brings to you?
Well, it's definitely going to be an acting challenge. I'm very excited about that. I think that it's going to be really fun though. And I'm excited to see what Kenny and Dan and Dave and the producers, they throw at me, because there's constantly ideas moving. So, but yeah, I'm very excited to see what problems Nick causes as Caleb. I think that's going to be really fun, being possessed and being evil, because it's such a big contrast from what Nick is in the show. Because Nick's like the sweetheart, he's the nice kid. He's kind of like the last person you'd expect to get possessed by and become evil. So for me, I'm very excited, and it's going to be a challenge for me as an actor, but I'm ready for it. Bring it on.
Yeah. Are you already discussing with Kenny and the cast about a season 2?
Right now we're still waiting to hear back, but I will say some ideas have been thrown around. We have been talking about it. But yeah, first, before we really set a structure of what's going to happen, we just need to make sure we have a season 2.
And if what are you hoping for your character and yourself in a potential season 2?
I'm just very excited to see. I'm excited to see what evil Nick does. Now, I'm not very sure. Like, I'm not sure what that necessarily means yet, but I'm very excited to see where it takes him, what changes Nick goes through while being evil. And there's a lot of I have a lot of questions about what might happen. But I'm excited about that, and hopefully I'll be able to showcase some of my music ability. I'd be very excited to do that. But yeah.
Yeah, because you're playing music, right? But you didn't have the chance yet to perform on the show.
Yeah, I had a little guitar part, which was super fun, by the way. And that was in the first episode. There's a little part of me shredding in the music room,
Yeah.
which was fun. But yeah, I mean, hopefully, I mean, it'd be really cool to see where if Kenny might incorporate that, or what might happen. So yeah.
So here comes my favorite question. I'm asking that question to all of my guests because they're always like, so I like it. So in your life, you've already did a few interviews due to your work, and if you could be a journalist and interview yourself, what would be your question? Something you really want to share with people?
Ooh, that's a great question.
That's the
That
phase I was talking about.
Wow, that's a really good question. Oh my goodness. Whoa. I Wow, now that I think about it, I don't even know. I mean, I think that um maybe huh. Wow, I need to think about that. Um I think I would, if I was a journalist, not ask myself. Maybe maybe that's a good question. I would say maybe, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Because that's a question that I've been asking myself for a while now. And, I'm very excited. In 5 years, let's see, I'll be 22. Um, I think, hopefully by the time I'm 22, I would love to be able to continue acting and pursuing this career. I love it so much. And then also I would love to be able to pursue music as well, and get a band going. That's a goal. That's a goal of mine. Hopefully in the next couple of years. And yeah, live in LA and, be an entertainer, do this kind of, I'm doing it full time right now, but I'm still in school and stuff, and there's other things, I don't live in LA. So hopefully by then I can be living in LA and working and playing music, and yeah, I don't know, doing what I love. That's kind of what I dream about every night, and I'm like, wow, I'll get there soon. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. I will say that. And that's something that it's fun for me to talk about, because I have a lot of different ideas and a lot of different things I would like to work on in the next couple years. And hopefully by 22, I can start to have everything going.
Yeah, you seems like a big dreamer, don't you?
Huge dreamer. Oh
Yeah.
my God. I'll just spend like, sometimes I'll just go for like a walk, listen to some music, and just daydream. I mean, it's the best thing ever. And I think sometimes people need to dream a little bit more, I mean, hey, shoot for the moon, go big, or go home, you know what I mean? So that's kind of my motto, and I live by that for sure.
Yeah, same, I agree. So, okay, it's time for the last question, but it's new. It's not me who's going to ask it. This is a new concept I've been developing to make, my audience feel more involved in the show. So a few days ago, I did a little contest, and I picked up by random selection a lucky winner who's going to join us and ask you the last question. So
Yeah.
her name is Manon. You actually met her at Dream It at Home.
Okay, yeah. I remember. I think she was the first person I talked to.
I don't know. So I'm going
Yeah.
to let her in. Hi.
How are you? You were the first person I talked to. It's so nice to see you again.
Yeah, it's so nice. How are you?
I'm doing great. This is so much fun for me. Oh my goodness. This is awesome.
So my question is, if you could be in any movie, which one would it be?
Ooh. That's a good question. I would say being a superhero would be very fun. Being a suit like being in the Avengers or something, but also I think it would be really fun to be a mobster and be in like Goodfellas by Martin Scorsese. I think that would be so fun, just like wear a suit and just like, smoking a cigarette, wearing like a top hat. I think that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of a dream role for me, actually, like getting all, you know, super slick and being kind of like a bad guy. I think that'd be super fun. So I'll go with Goodfellas.
Yeah. And I hope you will get one role like that.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Me too. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Manu.
So nice to see you.
Yeah, bye.
Take
Merci.
care.
You too.
She was a bit stressed, I think.
That was awesome. It's so cool because like I've started to see on social media and through the convention familiar names and faces, and that makes me so happy. That's awesome.
I'm a staff member at Dreamit, so I was there. I was working with Madison, and it's so cute to see all your fans and all the love they have for you. And yeah, it's crazy. At first, I didn't understand. I was like, how can someone change the life of another that quickly? But then I thought, and the show has been released during a pandemic, and I think people were kind of depressed at that time, and still. So now I truly understand why that show had and has still this huge impact on people, and so do you.
Thank you so much. I really think the pandemic did have something, 2020 was a rough year. Let's be honest. I mean, and kind of for everyone, but the beautiful thing about it was we were all going through it together. And I think that I think the show in retrospect, looking back on the show, it came out almost at a perfect time. And I'm really happy that our show almost came out during a pandemic because it's an unusual thing. And it's and yeah, I a couple of the fans I talked to, they were talking about how it was an outlet for them, because they're stuck inside, there's not much to do. And that makes me really happy that our show was able to, hopefully amuse some people or get people excited about music or whatever it might be during a tough time. So
yeah, definitely. Thank you. So thanks a lot for your participation. It was really nice. And I hope you have a great time.
Thank you so much. By the way, you are a great you're great at interviewing people. Those are such good questions. Oh my God. Like they really made me think. Especially the one if you could interview yourself, I was like, oh, this guy's good. This guy's good.